I wish I took my own advice and not listened to myself. I can't stand this team. Enough about Zach Wilson's getting better. And I bought into the nonsense of, my sophomore year. You know what? After the first run and then getting hurt, I've come back. I feel like it's my sophomore year. And bought into the nonsense of seeing a few good drives the week before against the Eagles. Robert Saleh talking about, we'll get it turned around and talk, all the tough talk around here. Give me a break. I mean, you got embarrassed. You got embarrassed by the Aints. They don't even have a quarterback that can throw the football. And the Jets got embarrassed. Where's the progression? Where are we learning with this team? Where are they getting better? Oh, but it's year one, Sal, of a major rebuild, and they're so young. Yeah, can they be competitive, please? Can you complete a 5-yard out? And Ty Johnson, it's great that he took accountability after the game. Well, what else is he going to do? He's got to drop some balls. What do you want me to say? Yeah, you know what? You did. What I would do is cut you. How are you in the NFL? What's wrong with your hands? Maybe they should try him out on defense because we know nobody on defense can stop anybody or tackle. Well, Ty Johnson clearly can't catch, so he can't be a part of the offense. He's dreadful. I mean, a running back can't catch a simple pass out of the backfield with nobody around him. When Wilson actually does complete a ball or actually throw the ball at the hands or chest of the receiver, then they can't catch it. Ty Johnson should be ashamed of himself. Zach Wilson, too. Everybody with the Jets organization. We've been ripping on the Giants for weeks, and I get it, and they'll get theirs, too, believe me. But with the Jets, I mean, come on, at some point, you got to show us something here. When you look at their defense, you look at that defense and say, well, you know what? Robert Saleh was a great defensive coordinator. He goes out there, puts a defense together. At least, they may not be the most talented group. Maybe they're not, they don't have any veterans there, a lot of young guys learning, but at least you see some signs. I see nothing. Nothing. Oh, we're going to stick to this, and I know it sucks right now. Yeah, it does. This is not part of it, and I'm tired of the talk from both guys, Joe Judge and Robert Saleh. Oh, it's going to get better. This is part of the process. I see things that nobody else sees. Yeah, okay, right. You know what I see? Losses piling up. Week in, week out. It's the same non-competitive crap from these New York football teams. But I thought the Jets were going to show you something. I thought at least this weekend you'd get a win or lose. And the Jets are at home. I mean, this was a team that somehow beat. I mean, how? They somehow beat the Titans, somehow beat the Bengals at home, but yet they can't play a competitive game against the Saints team who couldn't win a game. The Jets being on the schedule for the Saints saved their season. Tell me where the hope should be with the Jets. You watch these games as a Jet fan week in, week out. Where is the hope? What are you hopeful for? What are you excited about? Oh, Michael Carter's going to be a player and Eli Moore's going to be a player. Oh, they are? We're certain on that? I mean, same people told me Denzel Mims is going to be great. Oh, well, yeah, why is Denzel Mims not starting? What's going on? Coaches must not know what they're doing. Joe Douglas doesn't want to go with Denzel Mims. And then you see Mims get an opportunity because everybody else is out, and Mims can't help himself with the penalties. He's a zero. Joe Douglas needs to take a hit too. Joe Douglas been getting a free pass, and I myself, saying, all right, well, it's year one. There are some positives. There are some decent players here. Enough. It's not too much to ask in a league that is built to be balanced and competitive. There's parity throughout the sport. Even the worst teams are still alive in the postseason, aside from the Jets and Giants, who are the worst of the worst. Jacksonville, Detroit, and New York. It's embarrassing here. The number 2 pick overall can't even complete a 5-yard out. Throwing the ball in the dirt to wide open receivers. I mean, what are we doing? I'm a fool. I'm ashamed of myself for buying into the Jets, thinking that this might be the first week of maybe you start to see, because I do like Zach Wilson and did want to believe in him. And I did like the hiring of Robert Saleh, and I do want to believe in him. And you've seen very small glimpses, but at least the glimpses have been there. And against a team like the Aints, I mean, they're so bad. How could you not think the Jets would be competitive in that game? Wrong. The Jets. Hey, you've got to be kidding me with that one. No hope. Where's the hope? Where's their identity other than being young? And, it's year one. Where's their identity? 30-9. Oh, what? That they kept it close for a half? Now we're taking, well, you know what? They were in the game for half. Yeah, I mean, I would hope so, at least. But you got to play the whole game. The Saints had nothing. They handed off to Kamara. You know that's what they were going to do. He's the one guy you have to stop, and the Jets couldn't stop him. What is the game plan? I'd love to know what exactly was the game plan going in. Well, I mean, what do you guys want to do here? We'll look at the Saints. We're going to stop their wide receivers. You want to make Hill make sure he beats us through the air. You're going to focus on Kamara. I mean, you watch the team play. I have no idea what they're doing. Kamara runs all over them. They can't stop him, and they can't move the football. Embarrassing. At home, no less, to a team without a real quarterback. Oh, but there's hope. Yeah, wait till next year. Right. You know what I'm saying here? The same thing that I've seen in years past. This is how it's going to end. Year 3, year 4, we're going to be on the radio. Everybody's going to be calling. People are going to be writing about it. Time for another change in Jetland. Salah's not the guy. Wilson isn't the guy. And it might not even take year 3. Might be by next year. The one thing that was obvious with this team is that Wilson, well, all of them really, but Wilson in particular, overmatched from day one. Salah overmatched from day one. LaFleur overmatched from day one. Wilson overmatched from day one. And Wilson should not be starting this year. That was blatantly clear. Oh, but you see that raw talent and his quickness, his elusiveness, his strong arm down the field. While he is young, and I do think immature in some ways, he's also mature in some ways with the ability to, I think, handle the media and at least, especially early on, where it looked like he was mature beyond his years. But now when things go wrong, you start to lose your confidence. And they don't know what end is up. And to the point where the guy can't make simple throws. And throws that maybe Hackenberg could complete or Petty. Those throws got to be made. And Ty Johnson, how do you as a self-respecting team, I don't care who's hurt, Coleman's out, Carter's out, he drops that ball, 4 or 5 of them, however many it was, the first one, out of the game. That's it. Hey, get your head in the game. You can't catch a simple pass here? What's wrong with you? Out of the game. And no, instead it's, well, there's a process here. Okay, there's a process here. Well, what is the process? Building a loser? Wilson shouldn't have been in the game. Johnson shouldn't have been in the game. And I'm not even so sure Robert Saleh should have been coaching the game. The only saving grace is that, well, it's year one. And we've been, drawing the analogy saying that it's not even, it's not really year one. They're in pre-K. They haven't even gotten to kindergarten yet with this team. Belichick's working on his master's degree. I mean, he's already got his master's. What's beyond that? I have no idea. But the Jets are in pre-K with Saleh and Wilson. It's an embarrassment. Oh, you don't need to build us up. We're going to build you up. Yeah, all the tough talk, all the going to the Islander games and celebrating the offseason, you knew that it wasn't going to last. But to this degree, 30-9 at home against New Orleans with Taysom freaking Hill? Wow. And maybe even more alarming than the score itself, maybe even more concerning than the defense, is the fact that the quarterback can't make simple throws. What good is it if he's got a cannon for an arm if he can't complete a 5-yard pass? Or if he can't, forget about even complete it, throw it with accuracy. Oh, my God. I mean, it's an embarrassment. I know the New York Football overall is an embarrassment, and we'll get to the Giants in a little bit. The Jets needed to show better yesterday. They needed to prove that there is at least some kind of hope, some kind of direction. And now, and it's going to, we're not going to see it the rest of the year. Why? We would have seen it yesterday. Why? Why do you have hope now? Why should we believe all of a sudden the Jets are going to turn it around? They've been so inconsistent. They've been so awful. It's a waste of a year. And now there are going to be these same concerns, maybe even more so, because at least coming into this year it was, well, let's see what Wilson is. Let's see what Saleh is. Now next year it's, oh my God, are they going to do something? But we still have no idea. Yay for us. We get to watch it again next season. Same exact thing. hoping that there's improvement, hoping that Joe Douglas can hit on the draft, hoping that they could get Becton back healthy. What a mess. Between the two of them, I can't take it. And even with the Giants, I mean, what'd you think was going to happen? Now, I should have known better with the Jets. I expected the Giants to get beat up, and it doesn't even matter because Daniel Jones isn't there. The coach is saying the same nonsensical crap game after game. It's the same stuff. Oh, my God, it's sickening. Enough. Blow it up, all of them. Giants need to hit the reset button. We've been saying it for a while. Get us to the end of the year. Get Gettleman out. Get Judge out. Get Jones, Barkley out. Embarrassment. Two teams here, and none of them are worth anything. Richie calling from Queens. What's up, Richie? Hey, Richie. Is Richie there or no? We having a problem with the phones here now? Hello, Richie. I'm going to put him on hold. You guys let me know. I mean, I'll just keep yelling and screaming about the Jets and Giants. You let me know if we have is he there? Okay, I'll take another one. John is calling from Essex. What's up, John?
Hey, Sal.
How are you, John?
Sal, we had Rex and Tannenbaum, and we got rid of them, and we hired, I don't know, McCagnon or Idzik and Bowles, and we got worse. And then we hired Gase and some other guy, and we got worse. And now we have Douglas and Salah, and we're worse.
It's been worse. You're right.
Worse.
It's worse than what Gase and Darnold did. It's unbelievable.
We're worse. And Zach Wilson, I hate to say it, I like the kid. I think he's a bust. And here's why. It's almost no fault of his own. But Sal, name a player that has come to the Jets through any means, the draft, a trade, a free agent. Name a player in the last 10 or 15 years who has come to the Jets and gotten better.
I mean, look, I'm sure there are some that
there are.
That's gotten better. You're saying that's gotten better as opposed to even just being good. I mean, Mosley has not been awful when healthy.
If they come here and they're good, maybe they stay good. Revis was good. Revis was great when they drafted him.
Right.
But a player who came and the Jets developed him and they turned him into a good player. With the Jets, what you see is what you get. No one ever gets any better. They don't develop anyone.
I will say, I think you make some good points, John. I think it's early to call Wilson a bust at this point.
Right, and I don't want to.
No, I get that. But it's been, it has been extremely discouraging. To a point now where we actually are going to have this conversation. Oh, my God, is this guy a bust? It's been that much of a disaster. And the blame to me is more on the organization. How did they not watch him and say, you know what, guys? He's not ready. He's not anywhere near ready. How could they watch him and say, let's throw him to the Wolves in year one after seeing what he does?
And how do you bring in a rookie head coach and not give him, a bench coach, someone with experience? You bring in a rookie head coach and a bunch of rookie coordinators and a bunch of rookie position coaches. It's just, I don't know. They just can't seem to find their way, and it's so frustrating.
Yeah, no, I get it, John, and thank you for the call. I mean, it is frustrating. This was supposed to be a year of hope. Nobody cared about the results. It's different with the Giants. With the Giants, we wanted to see results this year. It's different. Nobody cared about the results this year as far as wins and losses go with the Jets. All you wanted was hope. All you wanted to do was see Zach Wilson show you something that he could be your franchise quarterback moving forward. You certainly wanted to see improvement from Adam Gase and Sam Darnold in year one with Robert Saleh and Zach Wilson. And it's been anything but. It's been regression. They've been worse. They're non-competitive. Their defense is atrocious, led by a defensive guy. Wilson, and look, and Joe Douglas has to take it here. I like him too. Talks tough, good pedigree. You want to believe that he can pick some players out, build inside out. That's what you like, build in the trenches. Oh, they have some promising, good young players. Enough. You got to go out there and compete in these games. Act like a football team. Look around at the NFL. The majority of teams are competitive week in, week out. Yet the two that we see regularly are not. Pete is calling from Holbrook. What's up, Pete?
Well, thanks so much. The Jets need to emphasize winning. The three guys that played when Zach sat all had better statistics and ran the offense fine. He has to be held accountable, and they're babying him like they do every guy they draft. It's time for them to step up and just create winning as the means to get better.
Yeah, I mean, and thanks for the call, Pete. They put him in a bad spot. And they're trying to placate him, bring in the quarterback. So, yeah, that's going to be the answer. That's going to make him more comfortable. They screwed up by throwing him to the Wolves. He's not ready. He wasn't ready then. He's not ready now. And they're going to ruin him if they haven't already. This should have been, hey, you know what? We thought we were going to go start him this year, but he's not ready. Clearly, he's not ready. We need to find ourselves a guy who could be a stopgap. Whether it's Flacco, whether it's White, whether it's Josh Johnson. To your point, all three of those guys have done much better things with the offense than Zach Wilson has. But it's clear that he's not ready. How could the Jets as an organization not realize that? And they're doing more harm than good. Oh, no, this is a good experience for him. Getting out there, getting game reps. No. Not when you look as lost as he has, as overmatched as he has. I've seen bad quarterbacks. We've all seen rookies struggle. We've seen bad, especially watching these two teams. We've seen bad, specifically the Jets. We've seen bad quarterbacks. We know what that looks like. But an overmatched quarterback to this level, it's different than Geno Smith or, as I mentioned, Hackenberg or Petty. Those guys you can watch and say, well, they don't have it. With Wilson, I'm not saying he doesn't have it. I'm looking at a guy who's clearly not ready. There's no quarterback in the NFL that should be missing on the throws that are open right in front of him under 10 yards. Not one. You go find beer league quarterbacks that are better than that. So to me, that shows that it's mental. And that comes from the failures that he's had early on in his career. It snowballed the wrong way. Ira calling from Staten Island. What's up, Ira?
Hey, Sal, you're point on with everything you said. I'm sad to agree with you, but I see with my own eyes. And, I said it from day one, and I got a lot of grief about it. They should have had a stopgap guy compete with him over the summer, and they didn't. And this is the result. And unfortunately, at the end of this year, I heard somebody use this analogy before the game yesterday. On December 12th, yesterday morning, are the Jets a better team than they were on September 1st? And they're not. The entire team, coaching, personnel, and quarterback have regressed since September 1st. And that's not good when you were hoping they were going to slowly just make progress. Now, like you said, pre-K, going into next year, you had it. I think one of the most important things Douglas has to do is find a stopgap quarterback, whether it's Flacco or anybody else, and make it a true competition next summer.
Well, it's too late now. Right now. You can't do that now, Ira, because now you're going into year two. We know by these rookie deals, the fourth year, you got to figure it out really by the third year. So now how are they going to go into year two and say they're going to go backwards now and say they're going to fight for the starting quarterback job with a veteran quarterback? That should have been this year, not next year. Next year, you got to play.
No, I get, but they need to have somebody next year in camp. And getting to the coach, listen, I try to support him, but how do you not call a timeout with Griffith right before the half? They let 30 seconds blow off the clock. He has a clock manager. He's been atrocious with that all year. The defense. What did I tell you on Friday?
Yeah.
Let me not see 40 minutes ball control, 200 yards. And get blown out. And that's exactly what happened.
You're right. No, you nailed the game. As a matter of fact, you should give the picks next week, Ira. I'm done with that. And thanks for the call. I mean, embarrassing. I'm embarrassed that I got sucked in to believe that this team would actually be competent. It wasn't. I mean, a lot of it had to do with the Saints, how bad they have been and how dead they were prior, of course, to showing up at MetLife. But I did think you'd see some continuity with the offense. Think about how frustrating that is. One thing to not score touchdowns or not score a ton of points. I mean, the Jets, 9 points, they lose 39. What an embarrassment. But it's another thing to not have the running back catch easy passes. It's one thing to not have the quarterback complete easy throws and look competent. Or the defense focus on the one guy that you'd make sure he can't beat you. There's got to be a system put in place saying, hey, look, we cannot let Kamara beat us. Simple as that. Stop him, and we'll let Hill beat us. I don't care if he beats us with the run, with his arm. No way we can let Kamara beat us. And guess what? Kamara beats him. But they also help beating themselves. 877-337-6666. More of your calls on the other side. We'll open up for the Giants as well as, surprise, surprise, they lose again. They get embarrassed with the Chargers. So really, I mean, it's the same old story here on a football Monday. Both these teams stink, and I'm tired of it. And even worse, I don't think there's a quick way out. This is going to be another painful couple of years, at least. 877-337-6666. Sal Licata on the Fan.